Alright, welcome back to the channel. I kind of want to go over a rundown of everything I've done to the Humvee since I bought this back in October. I'll put in some pictures of how it looked when I got it. It was basically just a truck configuration. It had a ripped up top on it, and that was pretty much it with the side rails. As you can see, the side rails I cut down and modified. It's a pretty simple process. If you have any questions on how to do it, just let me know. One thing I did do differently than most people did online was I actually cut this notch out for the C-pillar. That way you can still get to it if you need. Plus you still have the structural support for the side rail. Like most Humvees, they have a lot of shims in the back. The reason they do that is for up armored. Once you put like 10,000 pounds of payload on this, the wheels actually would correct themselves. So when you buy these Humvees, the wheels are actually canted out, and as you put weight on them, they actually self-correct. Well, this is not an armored up Humvee. I'm not going to be carrying 10,000 pounds, so I actually had to go in and pull all the shims out of the rear end. Luckily, mine were all symmetrical, so meaning that the shims were equal on both sides. So I will have an alignment done, but I haven't seen any issues with tire wear so far. I will get this in as soon as I can. I'm lucky enough to find a local shop that will actually do a alignment on this, so I'm thankful for that. A lot of people that have Humvees, a lot of shops will not do an alignment. I think it's because the vehicle is so wide. It's just wider than what they can actually do. So that's something to look into. Obviously, I added the top, I added the doors, I had to put new front tires on, which is not actually that hard to do. The wheels just come apart. It is a beadlock system, so this one has the 12 bolts you have to take apart, and then it's a two-piece rim. Easy to take apart. What I did was I actually didn't use the run flats when I replaced the tires. I actually used a PVC insert. That way you can still use the capability of having a bead lock. So far no issues there. I do like, I like it as far as weight. I believe these tires with the actual run flat inserts, it's like 150, 160 pounds. So it is, it's kind of hard to take these wheels off, especially if you're getting a little bit older, such as myself. Let's take a look again. If you see my other videos, I do have a thermal camera setup. If you're interested in that, look at my previous video. I kind of go over how I actually installed that. I do have a full IBIS Tech light system that I need to install, but still haven't got that operating yet. So that's one thing I'll dig into. I just haven't had time to really mess with it. I do need to put a new fuel injection pump. I actually ordered one. It came in. They said it was for the 6.5, but it has a different serial number on it. So now the company is trying to figure out if it will work for this Humvee or not. So just be on point when you guys order things for these, and double check part numbers. Make sure what people are sending you or what companies are sending you are actually going to work. I don't want to install the wrong fuel pump on this and have issues down the road. So they're actually looking into it. They said they would let me know in a few days on if that fuel injection pump is compatible with the 6.5 with 4-speed. Now looking at the interior, I haven't done a whole lot as far as making it look pretty. I bought this really to make a off-road vehicle, especially with night vision. So like I said, I have the thermal camera hooked up. Not sure if you can see that or not. Kind of dark in here, but that's the thermal camera right there. I did have to notch out a section of the window frame, and basically I slid that in. I did that because I didn't want the camera sitting out in the elements. It is, I believe, IP67 rated, so it is rated for weather. I'd just rather have it inboard. I'm sure it'll last longer, and also less likely of getting stolen. So I did install a double DIN radio tray. I am running a CB radio and a ham radio, and then I made this power box that pretty much controls all the lighting systems within the Humvee. I did add a light here. Turn that on, kind of show you. And then you want the cabin light. So now it actually has a light, especially at night. Comes in pretty handy. I did add some toolboxes. I do like having those. Gives me a place to put stuff, and also I can lock it. So if I have anything that I want to secure, it gives me that option. So things in the future, I'm actually kind of thinking about putting an actual slant back body on this. There's one downstate for a reasonable price. Thinking about doing it, not sure yet. We'll have to see how things go. Also looking at maybe buying another Humvee. And also I have a few friends that we're actually going to start our own company. We're actually going to call it Red Dawn Off-Road Manufacturing. I have some pretty neat inventions that I think would help the Humvee world, especially with some issues that I found that I would like to see built. One thing I've noticed, if you go to the Jeep world, if you enter something in, there's a million things for Jeeps. In the Humvee world, not so much. So as the military gets rid of these, I see more and more getting into civilian hands, and there's some products that I have been working on that I'll be introducing and listing for sale in the next month or so. So keep an eye out on that. One thing I will say, if you are not mechanically inclined, do not buy yourself a Humvee. This is not like buying a used vehicle from a used dealership and get in it and you're going to drive it. Not saying these aren't reliable, but when you get these from the military, they just need a lot of work. So plan on putting some work into a Humvee, or plan on paying to have someone work on it. So just to give you a heads up. They are a lot of fun. I do get a lot of looks from people when I'm driving around. I especially get a lot of looks from people driving Jeep Wranglers. So any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks for watching.